Okay, do you know you can get your trouser pattern from your basic skirt block? Now this is your basic skirt block, right? This is your center front line. Ignore this for now. Here is your waist to hip measurement. Right? Or rather, come here, measure your waist to hip measurement. Waist to hip, wherever your hip is. It could be 8, it could be 9, it could be 10, but mostly it's 8 or 9 hip measurement. And then measure your round hip measurement. You know, you divide that by 4. So if your hip is 40 divided by 4, you have 10. So assuming this is 10, you put 10 here. So this is your hip measurement, a quarter of your hip measurement, right? And then you come to the center front again. You measure your crotch depth. Means when you're standing, basically using the croquis, when we stand, it's your wrist on your thigh. That part is usually your crotch. Get that length measurement from your waist point to your crotch. Means it should be somewhere below your hip usually. And then measure that, add about 1 inch to that measurement, and then that will be your crotch there. All right, and then now what you need to do is just to connect this, your waist to your hip, and your hip to maybe your full length. This is going to be pencil skirt. So all right, now how do you get your crotch depth? Just go to your hip measurement and your pattern, whatever you have. Like mine now, I have 4 on my pattern. The hip measurement, the hip circumference divided by 4, that's a quarter of my hip measurement on my pattern. Here is 4, right? And I need my crotch extension. So basically your crotch extension should be a quarter of whatever you have on your hip line. So if I have 4 on my hip line, then a quarter of it will be 1. So that will be 1 inch, but I'll add an extra ½ inch or 1 inch for ease, depending on who I'm working with, depending on how full the person is. Maybe a big person or a slim person. If she's slim, just add half. If she's big, you can add 1. So I'll be 1. I'm adding an extra piece, and then just come here, make an angle 90. On your angle 90 degree, just come about 2 centimeters away in your actual measurement, like 2 centimeters away, just like a guide. And then you use that to draw your crotch line, or to meet your crotch extension from your center front. And then you determine what you want to do. Of course, if you want a palazzo, you know that the hem will be wider than this, so you just have to just drop it down. If you want a pencil trouser, this is already a pencil skirt, so I'm penciling it. Depending on how slim you want it to be, you will have determined how slim you want that to be. You'll have measured it maybe on yourself or on any of your garment, maybe trouser you have, how slim it is, and then you get that as a guide. So for me, I just penciled it a little in, because it's not a palazzo, actually it's just a straight pant. And then here we go, you have a trouser block. So this can serve as the front pattern, and for the back pattern a little more modification. All right, but this is just a reminder for those who have learned under me.